When you're in your mid-20s, you really only have three options.
Get married,
Get a master's,
or run a marathon.
Hi, I'm Brian,
And I'm Francis.
and welcome to this week's episode of the Zone 2 podcast, where we explore all there is to learn about the world of running. This is a special reminder. If you like today's episode, please give us 5 stars. Also, we just dropped brand new logos and a colorway this week, courtesy of friend of the pod, Michaela Ward. Thank you for such a creative design. Be sure to check it out online if you haven't already, and potentially keep your eyes peeled for an online shop soon, maybe some merch, hats, shirts.
Again, this is your weekly reminder that we are also on Instagram and TikTok at the Zone 2 podcast. We also have a Substack that Brian puts together every Sunday night that gets released Monday morning. Some people say that that's actually cooler than the podcast, we've been told.
Adam Chang told me that.
Yeah, shout out Adam.
He said it's cooler to have a Substack than have a podcast.
Many people would agree. So if you're interested in reading about what we're up to, what's going on in the world of running, hit up the Substack, subscribe. It's free, it's insightful, and we try to add some elements of it that are just generally helpful for runners. So if it's about running in the heat, if it's about where to find water fountains in Boston, that information is usually there.
If only there was a person we could talk to about where to find water fountains in Boston.
Or someone who runs a lot in Boston.
Do you know anyone like that?
I know a couple of people, but I don't know if I want to have someone on the podcast twice.
Well, it seems like we don't really have a choice. Today, we are joined by, for the first time ever, former guest, Heartbreak Coach, community organizer, and probably the unofficial mayor of Cambridge, Devin Miller. Welcome back to the pod, Dev.
Thank you for having me. Thinking about the Substack, the two Ernest Hemingways of Cambridge running.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of tortured past that I put into every single Substack it's really profound.
Gotcha. How many thesaurus have you gone through already?
A plethora.
I was like, wow.
Look
That's
at
a
this guy. That's
$5 words already.
That's pretty clean.
Yeah.
Okay. Love
No,
to see.
I'd encourage you to read the Substack, but read between the lines. See what Francis and I are really feeling. It's there.
The author's barely hidden fetish.
It's my childhood trauma.
I like it. It.
It's running.
I learned to run as a child to escape my abusive older siblings.
We really love when we can count on people to support us.
No, it's okay. I love them.
Well, I think we wanted to do our weekly debrief, perhaps. Devin, how was your week this week?
Week was good. I am kind of sort of getting back into training. I took 2 weeks off. I took a whole week off. Last week I was in Los Angeles, and then so I ran like every other day. And this past week, just getting back into being more consistent. I wanted to run like 5-6 days this week, and also think about how my workout stack is going to go. So Tuesday, hit some strides. Friday, hit a light, nice little fartlek in the morning, and yeah, just slowly but surely building back into it.
Well, if there's one thing we love from a running training standpoint, it's licking farts, right, Francis?
It's true. It's one of my favorite things.
Real talk.
Real talk.
Brutal workout. Francis, how about you? How was your week this week?
It was good. It was a lot of mileage. I feel like it was my first real week back. So I did a 10 miler on Monday, and I did an 11 miler today, Sunday. So, and then just kind of ran in between. I took Thursday off, which wasn't in my schedule, but I felt like I really needed a break because on Strava, now that they've partnered with Runna, you have run streaks, so you can see how many weeks in a row you've had activity. So my weekly streak is pretty high, but I was looking at the actual activity, and it was 3 weeks in a row I had done something every single day. And I was like, okay, I need to take a break. Either it was running or it was biking. And last week we biked 40 miles. So I was like, I need to take a break after that.
Apologies to Irfan if you're listening. He was trying to rally the troops this morning for a bike ride, and I think we collectively agreed that maybe it would be nice to take a week off from the biking, take a rest day.
Yeah, I mean, it's great cross training, and I really do enjoy biking. I think it's probably my second favorite thing to do besides running, and then third is probably my job. But no, but yeah, I just felt like I needed a break. As much as I do love biking.
There you go.
It was good. I got up to 42 miles this week, which is first time hitting that number in a while. I've been like sitting at like 30-ish. So it's like happy to get back up there. Makes me feel like a legit runner again. But we're all legit runners. No matter how much we run, if you run, you're a runner.
There you go.
There you go.
That's all. I tried to check my watch, but I realized that it's Sunday, so it has reset. But I think I was at 39 last week.
Nice.
There you go.
We're getting back up.
Does it annoy you guys that the watch, I don't know how it is on Coros, but I know on Garmin, the weekly reset for mileage is a different day than the Strava weekly mileage reset?
It's up to you. That's the setting thing on your end. So you can actually...
Oh, so I'm just an idiot.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. So on Garmin, you can set the beginning of your week to be either Monday or Sunday. I have the beginning of my week is Sunday. It's how my training is panned out. But I know Strava resets on Monday, and you can't change that. But honestly, I don't give a shit. So actually, I got the email today saying, hey, your Strava premium is going to expire on August 4th, and I cannot wait.
You're done. No Strava premium.
There's no usable data for me. Like there's nothing. It's for someone, I'm sure, but there's nothing of value for me in the premium functionality. So don't need to pay.
Well, you could get a Strava family plan. I think it's $140. You get four lines
like
for your whole family.
Yeah, but I'd rather just have $6 a month in my pocket.
Oh,
that's an extra coffee. That's one extra coffee a month,
which is worth more to you than data that you're not going to use.
Exactly. Also, just on principle, can't have these companies stealing my money
and your data.
Yeah, and my data. Yeah, last year they got a pass. They got lucky on me because I forgot. So I saw the credit card hit for $79.99, and I was like, God damn it! So I remembered to cancel the subscription last year.
I feel a sense of pride when I look, because you know how they recently, after the Run acquisition, they changed people's profile pictures where now you can see if somebody has. Yeah, now it has the badge.
I hate the badge.
And I'm not a Strava premiumer, so I still
you
have
always
just the circle.
There's always a difference. There's always a visual difference.
Yeah, but now
it's
very clear.
The chevron.
Yeah.
But I feel a little bit of a sense of pride amongst the fellow Strava, the free Strava users out there with their circular badges.
Bunch of normies.
Hey. I think as well, just all this data just turns people into hypochondriacs, which we already have an issue with it. We have quite an issue nationally with things like that, and I think people just need just go out and run.
That's true. I think people do worry about it, and I know.
My streaks, my miles are less than people, and it's like, dude, who fucking cares?
Yeah, that's true. I do like the streaks. I think one of the things that I've started to be more comfortable with is just having Strava Premium, but not really caring. So I get some of the features. I guess you're right. I don't really use it as much as I thought.
And I think as well, as I divided it out, yeah, so it was like $6, $6.50 a month or something like that. I guess as well, I thought about it as, if I don't see any value in this, again, obviously somewhat in jest, like $6.50 a month isn't crazy, but then you could think of it in another way of, is there another application or something of use to me that I could pay $80 a year for? Until I find that thing, I will take my $6 a month and figure it out. Put it in an index fund.
Yeah. That $6 turns into $6 million.
Yeah, and
or go to the casino, hit it big.
Listen, now they can bet on track and field.
It's over.
Using the Spike app.
Oh, I didn't know that there was an app for it now.
Yeah, there's an app specifically for track and field, and apparently, according to some folks I was talking to in Los Angeles, it gives back to the sport in some manner, so you're not just giving the money to DraftKings. Sure. I actually haven't used the app. So I could be completely bullshitting you. I don't know if they do parlays and things like that. I don't know how robust it is in comparison to something like DraftKings, but DraftKings was only for Grand Slam. So
can it be like a racetrack betting, for horses?
I mean, it's essentially what it is.
I want to get an exacta box on this 400.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, essentially, it's the same thing. You're betting on people racing in a circle. So what's the difference? Yeah. Although DraftKings has a separate horse betting app, which is pretty nice. That's dude, horse betting, OG degenerate shit. For sure.
Yeah. I grew up just south of Saratoga. So I would go to the track a lot when I was
younger.
We
have a dog racing track near us. Obviously now defunct.
Francis, you grew up horse betting?
No, I only horse bet like a handful of times, but I remember when I was younger, I would go to the track and like spend the day there.
How'd you do?
I won like $60 once.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's almost a Strava premium subscription for a
I know.
year. Before we get into I guess our interview section, did we want to talk about
Wait, Brian, did you talk about your week?
Oh, I didn't. I tried to get out of it.
No. You got to be accountable.
Yeah.
We all talked about our
tell them
weeks.
tell them the message I sent you yesterday.
Dev roasted me yesterday. He told me that we're not exactly where we want to be.
Ooh.
I know. I missed a Thursday. Well, I worked at 12, and I was like absolutely. I know that does roll in his eyes.
What's more important, your job or this like temporary thing?
Forget
that gives
job.
You know,
your patience that you're keeping alive, or
well, I wanted to run. I did. I just think, I mean, the humidity or the dew point, the high dew point, and the heat has really been like, I don't know if you guys have felt it, but I've just felt like so low energy this week, and trying to like fill my battery all the way back up and like get the energy to go run, I feel like has been a little bit harder. So I set my alarm for 4:30 to get out and do my run on Thursday morning, and I woke up and I was just like, I feel like I'm gonna like hurt myself if I go try to push it right now. Like I need to prioritize the sleep right now. So I did go back to sleep till 6. So I did miss my run on Thursday, but still had a super challenging 20-minute tempo on the river on Tuesday morning, and out for my longest long run in a while on Saturday with both Tonys yesterday, Anthony and Tony Camanzo. Shout out.
hell yeah.
Yeah. Shitting on Brian in jest, but I can see obviously the rest is super important. I work a remote job, so it's much easier for me to get out at the times that I need to, and I'm not on my feet for 12 hours, which I don't envy you for that. So
Yeah.
just get it in whenever you can, and just fill in. Yeah, just get it. Honestly, like I said, just get in wherever you can.
Yeah.
Things will the consistency is the important part, less of, especially in like a base building phase, the consistency is the more important, as opposed to, I got to hit this pace, I got to hit that pace and whatnot. It's really just like the consistency and like going on feel. So especially in the summer, especially in Boston summer, it's just something you have to learn to adapt to. You have to know where your body's at and how to feel. So yeah, your threshold pace might be 7 minutes per mile, your theoretical LT2, but because of the heat and the humidity, your body is going to react in a way where, oh, maybe your threshold pace today is 7:20. And again, because it's not exactly a pace, it's more of a physiological measure, it's going to fluctuate from day to day.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good sentiment. I think it could be kind of discouraging. Like I know on Tuesday, I was doing like 7:05 for 3 miles, like the 20-minute tempo of the river. And I was 2 miles in and like looking down at my heart rate and just crazy high. And you're like, I'm pushing so hard right now. And I know that like fitness wise, like I should be doing better than this. And I feel like it's kind of easy to get discouraged, but just acknowledging that it's like, there's extenuating circumstances, there's factors that are contributing to this that aren't just fitness that can make this pace and this effort feel harder.
Well, and that's the thing I also kind of bringing back to an earlier point is like the hypochondriac thing is that, yeah, you look down at your watch and you're like, oh, I have 190 heart rate. And it's like, well, how do you feel? Yeah, if you feel like, I think there can be a positive correlation as opposed to this is the law. This thing on my watch is the law, especially because your wrist heart rate is just going to be probably incorrect or off by a couple seconds. I think more in cases of that, then you use the watch as a data point, but then you also check in with yourself and you're saying, oh, do I actually feel like shit, or is my watch driving me insane? And if you are feeling like shit, then okay, do I cut this, or maybe I just bring the pace back 10 seconds just so I can finish my workout, get the reps in, and then reassess from there.
I think it's an interesting like dichotomy between the like individual aspects of each workout or run, and then the overall stack of your block, and how no one run or no one workout is essential. But it's like the cumulative stacking of days and miles that's really the important part. You were talking about consistency. And it's like interesting to try and communicate that to someone who, like, say you're training an athlete. Like, how do you communicate the fact that no single run is individually important, but it's like the holistic approach of the training block itself that's really important? Because if you start telling people that, oh, it's okay to miss this. Like you're feeling terrible on like a Thursday. Yeah, you can take a break. Not like none of these runs are actually that important. At what point does the athlete then start to think, oh wait, if none of these are actually that important, I'll just do none of the workouts, and then I show up at the race and I absolutely blow up. I mean, I feel like that's maybe a maturity thing.
I would say the other side of that is, though, like, so I talked about skipping a workout Thursday, and we had set my goal mileage for this week for like 50. I was hoping to hit 50, and I hit 40 this week, which I'm happy with. Again, like in the heat in the summer, I know I'm busy and whatnot, and you get the workouts in where you can, but yes, maybe that individual run and that individual workout isn't that important, but when you skip runs and then you're looking at your cumulative weekly mileage and being like, I want to be at 50 and I'm only at 40, that's still a gap, and that's like, that adds up over time. If you're every single week like, oh, I could skip this run, and then you're looking at your mileage each week and like, I want to be doing 50 to 60 and I'm doing 40 each week, like you're not going to have the results of a 50 to 60 mile per week runner if you're only doing 40.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely wiggle room, and I think there are a lot of coaches that build wiggle room. I know my coach builds wiggle room into my weeks and stuff. So it's like, if I cut a workout slightly short, especially in this weather, like I've had a couple workouts where I'm supposed to be doing like 6 miles or 6 repeats, and I'm like, I can't, like it's late at night, I just got off of work and I can only do 4, and then I let him know, and then he's like, that's fine, like do what you can, because also you have to take into account the fact that the weather is going to make you work harder. So if exertion is the primary catalyst for adaptation, then you have to keep in mind that, okay, if I'm still feeling tired, if I'm still getting the overall muscle fatigue, I'm still adding onto my training and going in the right direction. Maybe not as fast as I would like to be, but I'm going in the right direction.
Yeah, but I also think that's a rabbit hole you don't want to fall down, because you don't want to be like, oh, I'm getting in the like there is definitely a balance of I'm getting in the miles, but there is the quality aspect of it, and there's also the biomechanical aspect of it. So I have a bit of wiggle room in a decent amount of the training that I give out, but I can't force you to do anything, and I'm not here to do that. I'm really here. I'm giving you the tools. It's up to you how consistent you want to be with it and how you want to see success. And I'm not gonna like chase you down or anything like that, but I will let you know, like, hey, like this is probably how it's gonna be if you miss shit or if you don't do anything. I think if I give you 20, 25 minutes, say like 25 minute tempo, my personal expectation is that you should be able to do 20 minutes. If you can't do the last 5 minutes, that's cool. But don't always lean on that. And like you did say, like not one workout makes the whole block, but don't bullshit yourself either. Don't be like, oh, I'm just going to hit a bunch of 20 minutes. Like, dude, just suck it up and go last fucking 5 minutes. It's like, if you get to 20 minutes, you're like, holy shit, like I'm dying, I'm dehydrated or something like that. Yeah, right. Like, yeah, like real emergency. If you just feel like shit, just run for 5 more minutes, man. Like, suck it up. But again, I'm not going to chase you down. So that is going to be kind of a learning thing on each individual athlete, is like, oh, like how much am I willing to push at this point? And that's the gut check that you need to make, is what is this worth to me? You know, do I have it? And because especially, you can't always like run a tempo with a friend or something like that, especially when you're by yourself. Sometimes you have that gut check of like, yo, like, do I have the juice or do I not? And again, that's something you have to wrestle with yourself. Just if you want to push through, you want to eat shit, like, then you can look back on that and be like, dude, like I did that. Like I feel bad, but I'm not like in an emergency. I'm not in a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
It just
I didn't die.
Bad. Yeah, exactly. And people are not willing to hurt sometimes, and I think the more that you do push it safely ish, the more that you are able to push in, the more that you're willing to hurt, the more that you'll be used to the pain. You'll be like, oh, this doesn't feel good, but I know what this feels like, and I know that I'm not in danger. Let me see if I can tack on a couple more minutes.
And that seems like an important aspect of training. Like, obviously you talk about gaining physical fitness when you're doing these miles and you're actually putting in the work, but that mental toughness that I think you learn from being in. I mean, like I talk about the tempo on Tuesday, like that workout's like ass. Like that was horrible. It was just fucking sticky. My shoes were sopping wet with sweat by the end of it. Like that was a really tough workout. And I wanted to get, like, I think I ended up doing like 21 at tempo because I was like, I'm getting a 3 miles. I'm getting a round number. Like I'm doing it. I was like, that's my finish line. That's where I'm like aiming. But that's like, I think learning the, like, you gotta be in the mental state so that I feel like when you're in like a race scenario, you know that you can count on yourself to be like, this sucks, but like I can give it just that like little bit more and keep pushing. Cause it's so, I mean, we talk about like hitting the wall in a marathon, like every fiber of your being is like, stop running, and you can't, you have to keep running.
Yeah.
And that's physical, but that's also mental.
It's definitely mental. And I guess I said, yeah, don't want to fall on the rabbit hole of just like missing too much just because you think you can make it back just by being consistent. But on the flip side also, yeah, okay, I couldn't do all 25 minutes. That's fine. Don't try to make it up later either. Don't be like, oh, my next workout, I'm gonna really like go, like, just, that was that workout. That was it. Like, this doesn't prove any one thing. Your next workout, go for it. But at the same time, like, don't kill yourself by trying to like make up extra volume or anything like that. Like you'd mentioned, we had spoke yesterday, and you're like, oh, I'll go for an extra run today, just to make up the miles. And it's like, you don't have, like, that week was that week. Mm-hmm. And that was it. Like, that being said, like, yeah, you know, building up to like 6-7 days a week is definitely a good thing for consistency's sake as well. But it's not something that you should think that you have to like force yourself to do, is to like make things up. It's just like, sometimes things just exist in a vacuum. It happened. We're moving forward from it.
Yeah. And I think too, Brian, kind of one of the things you were saying echoes what Liv, one of our former guests, was saying when she was on, which is like, get comfortable being uncomfortable. I think when you see a lot of the glamorization of running, where you see beautiful people running perfectly with perfect strides, and they're running at like a 7-minute pace, and they're just like cooking, and it looks great, and there's like cool music in the background. I'm referencing Connor Mance's Central Park video. Beautiful people running beautifully in a beautiful place. You're like, oh, I love this. I want to do this. And then you realize, oh, this doesn't feel great. You know, I did a 3-mile tempo workout earlier this week, and it didn't feel great. Last mile, I felt like I was really working hard, and maybe the first mile I felt good, but by the end I was like, I'm so cooked. And personally, I think when I get in that space, I try to remember the videos or the pictures that I've seen of people running beautifully, and I try to emulate that, because I think if I look like I'm having a good time, or if I make it look easier than it is or than it feels, then I don't know, it triggers like some sort of form enhancement. Like I start to run with better form, I guess. I don't know.
So you didn't think that I was a beautiful person running beautifully?
When did I see you run?
I'm just messing with you.
Oh. No, I think your running's beautiful.
Oh, stop it.
We're all artists, and our form is our paintbrush, and the road is our canvas.
He is Rembrandt with a microphone.
And I'm Rembrandt with my Adios, or my Adidas Evo SLs.
Let's talk about that later.
Yeah.
So, Dev, talking about mental toughness, especially, I mean, dealing with the heat, dealing with tough workouts, looking ahead to a long training cycle, what are some things or tricks maybe that you would share or want to instill in an athlete's mind of like a tool that they could have in their pocket to deal with that hardship? Or is it literally just grit?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you do have to grind through it. I think it, unfortunately, not everything is one size fits all. I can give you some tools. I can give you things that I do, but ultimately you also have to discover those for yourself. Like for me personally, I always want to hold my form when I'm running, even if it's like near the end, if it's tough, if I had to slow down, as long as my form stayed up, I feel like it was a win for me, even if I kind of felt like I was like grinding my teeth or I was off pace. That's really, it's hard to say, of, your why or your how. It was like kind of a bit, But what I would talk to myself on really hard tempos, David Goggins type shit. Like in jest.
Who's gonna carry the boats?
Dude, literally, I'd be like, so we had a couple tough ones last season. 5 by 7 minutes at like threshold pace with like 1 or 2 minute jog. Yeah. And then at the very end, I think we did like half mile, like 10K pace, just like wrap it up. So that one was like, and I'm running with people who are way faster than me. So the easy part was like getting into a group. But I did have to run one of those by myself, and it was really, I'm on rep 5, just being like, who's gonna carry the boats? Stay hard, like shit like that. But like jokingly, to like kind of like laugh through it and get myself through these reps. It's like, oh, like, yeah, who is gonna carry the boats? Oh, well, I guess it's gonna be me. Just things like that, and hold my form up. Just being like, okay, just keep moving my legs. I always said, even when I ran my first 10K, it was like high 70s. Not a cloud in the sky. I think I ran like 55 minutes, but there wasn't a single second that I let both feet touch the ground.
Was that the ComAv one?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's all I wanted. And that's all I want out of every other one. Just don't let those 2 feet touch the ground. Just keep going. Safely. Yeah. I think again, the consistency element, as well as like, if you don't know what it feels like to hurt, then it's obviously going to suck the first time. But I think it is like a learning thing. It is, as I learn what this feels like, my body knows what it feels like. My brain knows what it feels like. I know that it's coming, so I am prepped for it. If you are not prepared for it, then yeah, of course you're not going to be ready. It's going to suck or whatnot. It still sucks. It doesn't get easier. You just get faster. Mm-hmm. So I know that the light is there at the end. And my body seems to know, my brain seems to know. I get through that. I just had to make it through that 3rd lap, because once I'm on my 4th lap, then I'm home, and usually around that time I can usually pick it up around like 100, 200 left to go. Like I have that one last gear. But if you don't do that super frequently, it's going to be tough to like know like how to deal with that pain, with that hurt.
Just as like a tangent question, what's like how do you feel when you hit your LT2? Like what's your giveaway?
My giveaway is definitely heavy legs. Heavy legs is usually the first thing, and then I try and kind of hold it. But eventually, if you sit in that LT2 for long enough, you will start to like hyperventilate. So it's mine is legs first and then hyperventilating.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I get tingling in my fingers.
Tingling. I don't get that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I know, like at the Miller Mile. I think when I was going over the bridge, and it was like, how.
Oh yeah, the bridge. Well, yeah, also just like, it's also some extra.
Yeah, a little elevation, a little difficulty. No, and then also like when you're on the riverside, when you're coming back through, it was like there's 2 sections of that, because you then pass the first bridge.
Yes. Right.
And I thought that the finish was at that first one.
So your body was ready.
I was so ready to be done. And then I was like, I have another section to go. And then that's when my hands started tingling, because I think my heart started beating, because I started getting like a little stressed out, like this is going to hurt more than I thought.
Yeah. And it was about 0.7 miles at the turn. So that would have been about lap 3 anyway. So that's probably when you would have started feeling like shit anyway. Yeah. It was around that time. So yeah.
Tingling fingers. That's my giveaway. If you see me racing and I'm like, I'm doing this, that means that I'm hitting my LT2, and I'm trying to get my circulation back, and then slow down the pace a little bit and kind of ride that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's like a tough physiological thing, because usually once you kind of know that you've hit your threshold, it's hard to come back from it. Because the acidosis just kind of starts building. So it is better to, if you're like not in like a workout situation, or if you're like mid-workout, is to ease into it, as opposed to just trying to go out at your LT2 or whatever, which is why it's kind of like the point of like tempos and stuff like that anyways, like, or like a rep-based tempo is like, oh, my first 2, let's say you have like a 5 repper, you're like, oh, my first 2, let's just say 7 minutes. Nice round number. All right, cool. My first 2 reps, let's do like 7:15, 7:10, just to kind of go down into it. Okay, cool. Now I've got my line of like 705. Let me hit those. If I'm feeling good at the final rep, then I'll pick it up a little bit. But if not, then let's just keep it at 7 for the rest of it, because another issue with lactate buildup is going to be the cumulative fatigue. So if you build up way too much, you might not clear before your next workout, depending on, you might not clear before your next workout or your long run or whatever. So, and again, it's going to be like a personal thing. It's just kind of how shit is. So
I feel like that kind of harkens back to what you were saying about don't try to make up the miles or do extra.
yeah,
You know, like if you end up pushing yourself too far to make up the miles and stuff, it's going to affect, you know, another workout that might be actually very important for that week.
yeah. And usually what I'll say is, I've said this a couple of times. I don't know if I've done it in every single message I send you, but what I'll tell people is that you have 2 workouts this week. You pick one. Pick one that is that's the one I'm going to beat my ass through if I need to finish that. Pick that one. Then your other one will obviously don't slack on it, but that won't be like your maintenance workout. And so just as long as you have one that you can go to the well for, then cool, that's good. Like, take that. And then the next workout, it's like, oh, I don't have to beat my ass as much. That also gives you a little bit of an out, because then if let's say, you know, your A workout was the first one, you didn't do as well as you wanted to, you can beat your ass on the second one, as opposed to like trying to make up extra. And then you're like, okay, cool. Like, I got something out of that week at least. It wasn't the workout that I wanted to be my best workout, but I did a really good workout, you know, the second one at that point. And also, just in general, rather have you, this is a Mark Coogan quote, I'd rather have you do 16 B+ workouts than have you do 4 A+ workouts and then shit the bed or skip workouts, you know, over a cycle.
Yeah, and that just is a demonstration of consistency of like, if you keep turning up for those workouts, even though they might not all go exactly as you want, doing them all and getting the reps in and doing that week after week, and the cumulative benefit that you get at doing that is better than just being like, oh, I had a great workout this week and then had a crappy rest of the month. Francis, earlier you mentioned the Miller Mile.
I did mention the Miller Mile. Yeah, sorry, a little teaser there.
A little teaser for something we want to talk about. So, Devin, recently on the 4th of July, so Storo Drive was closed for the 4th. Big occasion. Runners, cyclists, everyone enjoyed being out on the infamous Riverside Roadway. But Dev, we were wondering if we could just talk to you a little bit about your inspiration for the Miller Mile, organizing it, and kind of how that process was bringing the community together for what I thought was a total blast. I think Francis would agree too.
Yeah, it was a blast.
So maybe the year of our Lord 2025. 2024, I was running on, I guess, last year. I remember the day very distinctly. I'm actually going to go through all day. For some reason, I remember this day. It was like a pretty bad day. So it was morning of the 4th, and I had a threshold workout, and I went to Fresh Pond. And I remember that I crashed at like 3.5 miles, 3.5 miles. So cut the workout, went back, met some friends for food, and then kind of just did like another little cool down jog on Storo Drive. While running down it, I was kind of just thinking, I was like, oh, no one's ever done a race down this. That would be cool. So that was basically the synthesis of it. Yeah, for about a year, I just kind of thought about it, had some light logistical things of, okay, where can I start this? Where will it end? So on and so forth. I had basically workshopped a couple things, tooled it out, and then I probably didn't really start announcing. I would tell friends here and there, I'd be like, hey, next 4th, like, I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about doing a race here. Like, how cool would that be? And just getting buy-in from people and kind of starting the light word of mouth and just letting people know of some future plans that I had my hands in. So probably about a month and a half out, I started posting on social media about it. Hey, I'm just going to do this race down Storo Drive, 1 mile. That's it. My favorite distance, in the morning before the cops show up. Come through, we'll hang. And that was pretty much it. And then as things got closer, I think I was like 2 or 3 weeks out, a woman named Sloan came to Heartbreak Thursday night when I was coaching, and she was chatting up with one of the employees there, and she had mentioned that she worked for Red Bull. So I let her know that I'm doing this race in 2 weeks. What can you do? She gave me her contact info, and she had let me know, hey, I can just get you some free Red Bull. What do you need, like 200 cans? I was like, let's just go for 100. I don't think that many people show up, but yeah, let's just go for 100. And she also let me know that she wouldn't be there that day. So she let me borrow one of the Red Bull barrel coolers. So I got a zip car, went down to the little Red Bull garage that's in Alston, grabbed the barrel, grabbed the cans of Red Bull, got everything prepped. And then my friend Jazz hooked me up with some socks from New Balance, which Francis is wearing right now, and some finish line tape from New Balance. And then old Russell Hustle from Heartbreak helped me out. He got me some finish line tape. He got me a megaphone, some towels, and he also got me a really nice Kipchoge bobblehead, which I kept for myself. And so I didn't really know what to expect because it was all word of mouth. I didn't have like a sign-up sheet or anything like that. It was very much just like, show up July 4th, 7 a.m. People will be there. Let's go. So the morning of, had a couple friends help me out, bring the Red Bull cooler down to the finish line. I drew up the start line with some chalk, drew up the finish line with some chalk. We got some arrows on the ground with chalk, just kind of setting up the course, getting everything ready. I think I woke up at like 4:30 that morning. And yeah, then people just started showing up. Like people started showing up. Then more people started showing up. Then even more people started showing up. So it was really nice to see people. It's very Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. And so it was very nice to see people from the community just coming out on a Friday morning, nice little holiday morning, and I was very extremely appreciative of it. And there's even people that I didn't even know that showed up. So yeah, we got everything going at the start line. Horn goes off, everyone's off. So then me, Fidelis, and friend Ari just jogging it to the finish line, just making sure we catch everyone before they got there. And luckily we did. Pat McCurry crossing the line first. It was very cool, and just seeing everyone just trying to get as many people through the finish line tape as I possibly could, even complete strangers. And it was, it being a mile, just pretty quick. So it was kind of just over like that, and it was really nice to just have that moment. And yeah, I'm definitely very glad it came together as it did, and we'll be certainly doing it again tomorrow.
Yeah, Monday morning,
yeah,
guys.
Yeah, we'll see you on Storo Drive tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so,
rush hour
under the
traffic.
Mass Ave Bridge.
Exactly. So yeah, I think next year, Saturday, July 4th, 2026. Mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean,
like
just a
60
total
people there?
blast.
I think someone said
60,
60,
yeah.
65 people showed
Yeah.
up. So
That's
it was-
awesome.
That's really cool. It's cool seeing the community come together, and I mean, that's a special moment in Boston for Storo Drive to be closed. Like that's like, I mean, and the night before too, we were out there for the Heartbreak workout too. Like that was really cool being out there and meeting up with the South End store.
That's even more rare. So July 3rd will not fall on a Thursday until 2030.
So that's the first.
So yeah.
Or that's the last time you'll be able to do a Heartbreak workout on Storo Drive Thursday night until 2030.
Unless
Mark your calendars.
they close it down for some other reason.
Yeah, so the last time they closed it down was for repaving, so obviously you can't even go on it anyway. Yeah, also, as a little history lesson, folks. James Storo, as is named after, he made Storo Drive specifically as a pedestrian walkway. So that's what it should be being used for. And then when he died, his wife tried to take it over and make sure it stayed in his vision, but she either passed away or she lost some custody rights to it. So then that's when they turn it into a highway.
She misspelled path and wrote highway instead.
Yeah.
What a disrespect to James Storo's name for them to use that as a
I know.
as
So
a roadway
And then consistently almost weekly run trucks into the bridges.
yeah.
in his name.
So yeah, I'm just bringing it back to its original glory.
Yeah. No, that's a good sentiment. I think one of my favorite parts of the Miller Mile was at the start. I know when we were waiting for the horn to set us all off, and there were just randos running by just on their morning run. What the hell is this? Seeing 60 people under the bridge, and then the group collectively yelling at them
Do you want to run a mile?
Well, Dev had the megaphone out, so he'd just flag down some runner and be like, "Hey, you want to run a mile?"
They'd be like, "No, we already ran a mile."
I know.
So what's another one?
Dev with
Yeah.
the bullhorn, diabolical.
You don't have to race it.
We've got Red Bull.
Well, I think the recording is still on there, which is really good. So.
That's really
We've
funny.
got Red Bull. Just over and over again.
Did you give Russell back his megaphone?
No, that's for me.
You got a megaphone?
Yeah, you gave it
Oh.
Nike brand and megaphone.
Okay, well, Russell, we know you're coming back on in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
What do we got to do?
What goodies are we getting this time?
What's Apella got to do?
To get a megaphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was a great run. It kind of got me thinking about like other unsanctioned races that we could make happen. I know I was like kind of brainstorming the other day, and I was trying to come up with a something through the north end, which I think would be difficult because there's a lot of pedestrian traffic. The cars I'm not so worried about because it's always so congested that they're just not even moving. And then there's the Cisco Sprint this week on Tuesday, this coming week, which I'm potentially gonna do. I'm not sure. I'm technically off racing until the Mob Mile. And then there's also
so
King of the Castle.
King of the Castle. So this episode's airing on Wednesday. So tomorrow, if you're listening to this episode on the day that it airs, is the King of the Castle 10K, organized by our friend Nora Johnson, founder of the Castle Island Track Club. It's a 10K race. Start in Southie at Castle Island Brewery, down around Castle Island and back to the brewery, 10K. And
Nice.
I will be there, and you should be there too.
Also, another good one is September 8th, I think, is the Charlie Card Challenge. Dirty Water Racing puts this on every year. It is a 10K as well. It's about 6 miles. I think it's from the BC T stop to Park Street, and you try to race the T. So I think if you beat the T, you technically win, although there are prizes for first place. But I think the T is usually between, I think they say like 36 and 55 minutes.
No, it's like 42 and 55.
Oh,
It's
Even
very
easier.
it's extremely
Yeah.
slow.
Well, you don't know, Dev. The T could have been training.
Well, here's the thing.
literally training.
Last year,
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, Brian.
Last year they already introduced the new trains, and the fastest one was like 43 minutes. So, and that was the express one. The
Okay.
express one was still 43 minutes. So, you get out there, you could beat it. You could beat it. Beat the 55-minute one. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited. So I think it's also in the evening too.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good. And like I think last year was like 250, 300 people.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Very good stuff.
I'm
Oh, that's
definitely
really
down
cool.
to go race the T.
Yeah, I'll be there, 100%.
I might not be there.
I
If it's the 8th, I don't know.
think it's the 8th.
I think it's I go to Copenhagen.
Oh,
like,
that's
in
right.
September, so
Everyone going to Copenhagen.
Copenhagen's
It's where all the
pretty sick.
Kate and Devin are both. It's got a great running scene, right?
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hearing. I'm trying to go for the coffee, really. So
a little bit of both.
go on a little run there, go on a little race. So
So you'll be there. That's the longest distance you're racing this year, right? You'll do the Copenhagen half.
I will. Yes, that's all I got for long distance road racing this year.
Got to say though, destination race, excuse to go to
Kind of cool.
I mean, you were that way with Berlin last year a little bit
Yeah,
too. Like,
it was on purpose. It was
Yeah.
very, very purposeful. I was like, oh, let me just, if I'm gonna do this, I might as well just go somewhere to do it instead of just racing like a local half or anything like that. Which, no diss a local half, but I always like to try and get a Euro trip in once a year and
yeah,
end up working out. So probably be out there for like 2 weeks, just hanging out.
what's a really cool way to see a city too. I mean, especially if you don't know the city that well. I mean, you just have an excuse to be there. You run the race. You can kind of like learn your lay of the land. You find your coffee shops. You find your runners. Find a couple run clubs, and just like, I mean, I can't think of a better vacation.
Yeah, and it's also like if you run the race with people and then afterwards you got your medal on, like all of a sudden you have something in common with 300-400 people immediately.
I bet there's more than
Conversation
400
starter.
people doing the
Oh yeah.
Copenhagen half marathon.
10 grand?
10 grand.
Let me double check. It
you'll
might.
have-
Honestly, it might be more.
That's an expensive race.
I know it.
Yeah, did you have to raise that? Is that euros or is that
Real ballers only.
dollars?
Actually, the race was only $94.
Well,
Yeah, which like
cheaper
I think-
than Cambridge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you can like exchange. You can do like transfers. So yeah, the Euro setup is much better. To be honest,
Where
Like a
do you think that
non-habit.
difference comes from?
I think it's. I think it's honestly probably just a cultural difference. Just a lot of bullshitting in America.
We do love making money on things that people can do for free.
Exactly.
Devin, something we were curious to talk about. So this last week, Heartbreak dropped a new, like, I don't know how you say it. Like
New little kit.
New little kit.
Oh, a kit.
A little
I guess
kit.
it's a set.
And you were
set.
you were repping it at the Thursday night workout at Heartbreak. What did they?
I was the new Aurora kit.
Yeah, tell us about it.
It's good. It's this nice, like almost Aurora-ish, like galaxy-ish, purpley blue colored swash. Not like super pastel, but also not like completely muted. It's a nice little blend of colors, and I think it is good to have a nice kit, a nice matching set. I think is always, it's always a good look.
Look good, feel good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. You should always, keep up on it.
Well, you said Galaxy. It made me think of those Galaxy print shirts that have like the Nyan cat.
Oh, you get those, or the Galaxy foam posits sneakers.
Ooh,
Good shoe.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was I don't really rock those. I have a friend who's a foam posit fiend. So wasn't really a shoe for me, but I knew the good ones were. So
Fair enough.
yeah, it's nice. Heartbreak, nice little matching set, and they they do that every once in a while. Nice little matching set that you can get, and I think I do like when brands do that, and it also gives you an incentive to really break the budget, because you're like, oh, if I gotta get the bottom, I gotta get the top, I gotta get the bottom, I gotta get the bottom, I gotta get the top. So
That's a good financial
very
decision.
smart,
Yeah.
very smart moves on them. I have although I've kind of moved away from Bandit a bit. I think I have like 2 matching sets from them, but yeah, they have plenty of stuff as well. And there's every week there's some new brand coming out. Currently, I was gonna say Satisfied, but I also found out recently Satisfied is 10 years old, so they've been in the game for a little bit. Also, I don't think they really make matching sets like that. But yeah, there's a brand coming out of woodwork every other week. I'm sure you can pick your poison in that regard, but I have been a little more cognizant of where I'm spending my money. So just doing my research. My friend just sent me some brand that I never heard of on Instagram. He was like, "Oh, what did he just send me? I'm never gonna be able to find this." Yeah, he's like, "Oh, y'all know anything about this brand?" And so I looked, I took it on the website. I was like, "This looks like slop." It just looks like if you go on the brand, and I'm gonna call them out right now because I really don't give a shit. Everyday Better Club. If you go to Everyday Better Club's website, it just looks like VC slop. And it's like, I don't know where this company is coming from. My consumer tendencies, I kind of need to know that to make sure, like, I don't know where the fuck I'm giving my money to, but it looks like VC slop.
When you say VC slop, can you
Dude, it's like,
describe
it's the they're just creating these companies to exist.
Oh, yeah,
to take
you're so
advantage
right.
of this bubble.
that?
Yeah, and like you okay, you're looking at it right now. Yeah, and it's just like this isn't like telling me anything. Like, I don't know who runs this, I don't know who owns this, who's backing you, obviously, because it's like what it looks like. So yeah, they don't need to get they get someone's money, but not getting Dev's money.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it too. I think one of the things that I admire about running brands, and maybe this is the aesthetic, is like if the photography is locked in. And it's not just like, oh, you want a picture of somebody wearing your kit, take the picture, put it on the website. No, it's like there's direction, there's art direction to the photos, to the visuals. And I think Bandit does a good job, VC or not. I'll give them their kudos because it's deserved. They do a great job marketing, but like this isn't even, I'm like, what about this do I want?
No, it's just like, we're a running brand and we have like CrossFit guys on our website. It's like, this is bullshit. So if you want a really cool, I'm going to put you on game right now. If you want a really cool non-VC running brand, obviously Heartbreak's always up there. Balmoral, based out of Montreal, very cool brand, and their stuff is reasonably priced. And I bought 2 matching sets from them this year because they're fucking sick. And last year I bought a top from them, but they sold out of the shorts. So I was like, okay, next time they do this, I'm not missing out on it. So they're a cool brand as well. And I see their socials. I see what's going on. I see the vision. It looks cool. It doesn't look like it's there's like run club stuff and whatnot that I like don't really care about, but it's not, doesn't feel like it's like bullshitting me. So that they're cool. They're a cool brand.
Also, shout out Janji if you're in the Boston area. Janji's great.
Janji's a dark horse. Janji's good. People don't know about Janji. Nice little local Somerville, Massachusetts brand.
And also Janji, I would say they're maybe like they have running pieces, but they're also sort of like an outdoors brand as well.
Traily,
so yeah,
as
traily,
well,
ultra. Like if that's your speed,
yeah, there's some
then that's
crossover.
100% your thing. I know the crossbody is huge. I see tons of people wearing the crossbody out on their run. I don't know if I'm a crossbody while I'm running type of guy, but it's a sick
on the go.
it's a sick
Yeah.
look.
So,
Yeah, Janji.
No, I fuck with that. Yeah, that's really cool. No,
Watch your mouth.
Yeah.
sorry, I frick with that.
So yeah, we got Heartbreak, Boston, we got Janji, Somerville, we got Balmoral, Montreal.
Tracksmith, Boston. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, don't get me started. Yeah, it is very, and I have definitely, especially in more recent years, like more cognizant of like where I'm spending my money. And so, like I was fucking with Bandit, like the dudes who run it are cool, like they're very cool guys, but I definitely have like I really like their shorts. Like I'll probably always buy their shorts, probably some of their socks, but I definitely try to stray away from like VC stuff. And it's really just making sure my money is like going, to particular communities and whatnot. So it is like, I think for me right now, I'm like, I am currently actively trying to find brands that I know are like homegrown-ish, even if it's not local. I don't know. I think currently they make cool stuff, and I'm like pretty sure they're not a VC brand. I think the dude was just like a popular photographer, and so they kind of blew up pretty quickly. I forgot his name, was like Nash or something like that. They're based out of Santa Monica, but I know that like his mom helps pack orders. So I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Stuff is maybe slightly more expensive than Bandit, but I have socks from them that I really, really like. So tapping with them as well.
Would you say that it's almost though hard to be a brand in that space without VC funding?
I mean, I think it's
almost impossible.
Well, of course it is. I mean, I think it is. If you are going to establish yourself anywhere, it's hard to do it without someone else's money. But that being said, because I know it is tough to be in these spaces without someone's money, that's where I want to send my money to. I don't know. Maybe I'm like turning into like a Luddite, but I think it is cool to be able to like shake people's hands and being like, oh, like you're the guy. Like, go to Heartbreak, you can like talk to Dan, you can talk to Justin, you can go to Farmer's Market, you can like talk to the guy who makes fucking honey, at the apiary in Central Mass or whatever. So I do think there's some value in that. And I think ultimately if you want to think of it even wider scale, just like making personal community connections in that regard, and being like, oh, my money is going to this guy that I know exists. He's not like on a board somewhere who's like hoarding this money. Like I know that like I give my money to Dan and Justin, they're buying their 10th house in Newton. I'm just kidding. I know, but I know who it's going to. I know, and I know it's going to like the employees of Heartbreak and just like things like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like at the very least, like I can kind of have an idea of, where my money's touching.
This has been a wide-ranging conversation. I enjoyed talking about fashion and talking about the matching kits. I don't have a matching kit. Do you, Francis?
No, I don't.
You don't have to have a matching kit, so to speak. It's nice to have, but you should have. Let me put a disclaimer. You shouldn't have to have any of this stuff. This is just consumer bullshit. So let me go on
You need to buy it.
Let me go on my fashion guy tangent. You should have stuff that's coordinated. Should have something that's coordinated. You don't want to come out here. You don't want to come out here and like, I mean, yeah, you don't need like crazy unmatching colors and stuff like that. You don't need a lime green with a hot pink. Like it's clashing. It's clashing. You don't want to come out with that. You want either you want a coordinated kit or you want what do they call them? Not compatible colors. I forgot the name. Complementary colors.
Yeah.
You want things like that. Maybe a blue and an orange or a teal and an orange, something like that. Look at the little color. Next time you pick your kit, here's what you need to do. Take stock of your current sets of shorts and tops. I'm a earth tones, a lot of black and white, so that's easy. But if you're trying to coordinate colors, take stock of your tops, take stock of your bottoms, pull the color wheel out, think about your next purchase.
There you go.
Yeah.
I did coordinate for my half.
You did?
Yeah, because I got the Adios Pro 4s, black
You know,
and red.
I like a pop of color. So for me,
Is that your shoes?
that's the shoes.
Yeah.
So I have the red, and I don't love the red Adios Pro 4s with the black stripes, but if I'm wearing an all black kit, I like it. But I generally won't wear it with anything else. Like I wouldn't wear it with like a white kit because the shoes are like two dark colors. So I wouldn't wear that with like a white kit. But you know, a black kit with some pop of color, or what I wore for my marathon was a band that has like black and gray singlet and then black tights. And then what I did was my sneakers were the Bowerman Alpha Fly 3s, and they have the nice blue and orange. They have this like orange piping. Heartbreak also had socks that were with an orange heart and orange piping. That was fucking good. So, you know, just be thoughtful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like anything. You're going out there, you're showing yourself to the world.
Yeah.
You want to put the best you forward.
Listen, listeners. I'm not bullshitting you, okay? Trust me. You go out and just like get one or two nice kits that you really like, maybe one or two that you can kind of mix and match the top and bottoms, and you're like, oh damn, like I look good as fuck. You won't even care how fast you're going. Just be like, dude, again, look good, feel good.
Look good, feel good.
Trust and believe me.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
What would you recommend? So for Mob Mile, I'm like, do I go speed suit? Do I go Nike speed suit?
That's a personal preference. I'm not a speed suit guy. I'm also not, because I'm not really like, I mean,
Do I shave
I'm
my
not
legs?
like really a half tights guy.
Do you shave your legs?
Do I shave my legs?
No,
for
I
Mob
think you
Mile?
should
Could shave your
actually
legs.
get a
Should I?
Sharpie and
Should I
draw
actually?
on more.
You might get a little. I don't know how much that'll matter. No, you know what? You know what?
There's a lot
Shaving,
of-
so
a lot of
shaving
hair.
doesn't matter in running as much as it does in swimming, because of basically just like,
Air resistance
really
versus
the
water resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing you need to like glide through.
Hmm.
If anything, I'm trying to think of like, go back to science of like,
Some shaving is bad because for like your upper thighs, it's a
yeah,
friction
there might
reducer.
be. Yeah,
If
exactly.
you're a
exactly. So,
chaser.
yeah, I would just keep it rocking. Keep the hair, folks.
Keep
Keep
it-
the hair.
yeah.
Don't worry about
Keep it natural down there,
it.
guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you're-
Grow it out.
Well, we were talking about that last week a little bit too with Herman. I was talking about how I feel self-conscious. Like I don't know if I'm a singlet guy because I got pretty hairy shoulders, and it's like no one needs to see that.
Who
But
cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? See, okay, here's a question.
I'm listening.
Are you running with a chain?
I run with this chain.
Should I run with a chain? I feel like a lot of people do.
Honestly, dude, running with a chain like makes you look so sick. I have a longer chain that I don't run with because it's kind of a pain in the ass to run with. But dude, every time I'm like watching the Olympics, like sprinters, and they have like 3 chains, I'm like, fuck, I need one more chain. So yeah, chains are always in.
Noah Lyles and his
Yeah.
pearls.
If you here's what you should do. Get your running kit together, and then save up and don't buy any running kit, and buy 2 chains. But make sure they're not the same length. Make sure they stack nicely on each other. I'm putting you guys on. I'm putting you on game.
Yeah,
you'll
dude,
be a
I'm
lunge
down.
run. You'll be a lunge run club cleaning up the rest of the summer.
Yeah, with your all black run kit.
All black with the 2 gold
Coordinated.
chains.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know how to wrap this up. This has been a super wide-ranging conversation. It's interesting, as always, Devin, getting to sit down with you, hear your thoughts on anything and everything related to, even minimally related to running.
I appreciate it. I love talking shit about running. Running is great. Running's sick, but a lot of things suck. But running is sick.
Yeah, some could even say running is perhaps the only truly sick thing out there.
Dude, running is one of the purest forms of competition. Just
Good.
how fast can you go?
Yeah, good
Or
for the
am
good
I
for the
fast,
soul.
or am I faster than you? And that's it. There's no
Kids figure it out like
yeah. That's what
immediately.
I'm saying. There's no crazy ass rules, no ball, no nothing. You just get out, get at it.
Today's guest was Heartbreak Coach and my personal coach and friend of the pod, Devin Miller. A pleasure, as always, hear his thoughts, sit down and talk about running. Francis, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Oh, I loved it. This was great.
Before we take off, Francis, you have a fun fact for us.
I do have a fun fact. So there's a bridge, the Harvard Bridge in Boston, that connects MIT to Boston proper. So a poorly named, but still a great bridge. And it has these words written all over it. And that word is smoot. And it appears to be some sort of measurement. And I think the bridge is like several hundred smoots long. And smoot is actually the name of a man who went to MIT, and his classmates decided to characterize a Smoot as his height. His last name is Smoot. He's 5'7", about 1.7 meters, and it's famously used in MIT to describe the length of different things. So shout out to Mr. Smoot for being a short king.
And Devin, you're also 5'7".
I am 1 Smoot tall.
So we are going to start the campaign to rebrand the Smoot Bridge as the Miller Bridge.
I like it where the Miller Mile happens.
Miller Mile happens at the
True.
Miller Bridge.
Full circle.
You heard it here first. Thank you all for listening to the Zone 2 podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media at the Zone 2 podcast. You can catch new episodes streaming every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts.